So they'll be calling you a radical. So this is important historic video. Tim Martin's been working the shit out of this. And so look. The crab. The Washington crab season. Now, we sent them these videos that we did. Now, is that what happened? I don't know, but we're the ones that got the Tillamook Bay closed a couple years ago. Videos, phone calls, he and I, and he'll tell you up there, we're the ones that got it closed. This is how derelict the fucking ODFW, WFW, NOAA, the powers that be. Idaho, we're going to have 10,000 steelhead next year when they had 300 this year. The Rogue still has 50. The Rogue has 15. So the crab catastrophe that's been going on, demonic acid is a broad term. We've called the Oregon Health Department, the Washington Health, over and over. Has it killed people? Yeah. Why not? Who's going to report it? So get this one. So the indigenous tribe tries to tell you they caught some, what was it? 390 tons, which is bullshit because they're posturing for the bailout. Now, Washington senators have again requested to be declared the salmon fishing and the crab an emergency. Yet they speak with forked tongue. They speak with forked tongue. 1 minute they're telling you, yeah, come up fishing, it's great. The next minute, give us an emergency bailout. So that article that the so-called natives caught 390 tons is total bullshit. That's posturing for their percentage of the federal money. There isn't 390 million fucking tons left in the ocean. You can prove it. Go talk to any crabber in San Francisco Bay. Go talk to any of them up and down. So we're going crazy. What the fuck you mean? Oregon's already come out and said the unknown of the unknown. Now, demonic acid is a big, broad term. It just means the toxin has gotten too poisoned. They're bottom feeders, They're poisonous. I remember right here, KSL, right in the early days of Fukushima, or was it KSL? Yeah, I think it was. He was on one of the radio stations, and he's like, me and my family would go crabbing in Oregon, and I went to him. I emailed, don't do it. Two of that family member, he came back to me years later and says, God, I wish I'd have listened to you. Killed him. You don't want to get demonic acid. What is demonic acid? So they've already come out and said the unknown of the unknown, emergency close. So Washington, California, Oregon, all senators keep posturing for the ballot because it's acutely classed. But come fishing in Oregon. I'm Bill Monroe, even after his daughter was killed in that tragic fucking accident. Still lying. Still Mitchell Act lying. Chamber of Commerce lying. One lie. I mean, you remember that fucking asshole that wrote that article on the Rogue says there was going to be 385,000 returnings and ended up being 300? I mean, Monroe's up it again. Come on, flip your tuna. Yeah. So, somebody inside Washington, WDFW, got pissed because they secretly reopened it for a few days. So, this person that's being reported today went down to the docks as they were bringing them in. And very, very few brought in. Very few. Just on their own, And says, no, we're going right to the docks right as they come in, Which they usually just kind of, and tested them. And they tested like 3 or 4 crabs is all that they came in. Or so off the hook. The limits were so high, they just, boom, shut it down. Open it. They blocked them from going into the market. The native says they did it willfully. They sure didn't have 390 ton. Now, that's just posturing for the Mitchell Act money. Yet, they're going to tell you, come fishing in Oregon, come fishing, Kevin Blanche. I'm the only one that had this right on earth yet. They've got me kettled. They kettled me in. Think about the fucking work I've done. That's a PhD. That's a Nobel Prize right there just on the salmon work alone. ODFW, WFW, NOAA, that's University of Washington, Oregon, all of them, up and down. We don't count dead tide pools. Kevin Blanche says, Bob Beeman Blanche, dead tide pool jumping world record holder. Oh, and that's a fact, Jack. The fucking torch starts in Fukushima. Yeah, you watch any of that. It's got to be the creepiest thing I ever fucking saw. It's being reported right now. Fish caught off the coast of Japan this last This year, in 2021, 500 becquerels of cesium-137, 500 per kilogram, 500. You know, that's 5 times over the raise limit. Finding radioisotopes, the hottest in human history. That's physics.org, who always lies reporting that. When they report it, you can times it by 1 billion. So Kevin Blanch's tide pool jumping, my salmon work. Oh, we count every salmon. We don't count dead humans in bone marrow transplant. HIPAA laws. I was almost one. Oh, I do. We don't count dead tide pools. Oh, I do. We from the sea, Kevin D, his historic PhD. So I fight for her, she fights for me, while full of AML leukemia. Think about the story. Thank you, everybody supported this, but I got to raise some money. So my son works at Nausea. So ODFW, WFW, they have boys. They have a system. They have a fucking matrix. You know, they've run a very good, regression model. They got it nailed to the T, how many fish. Look it up. The Stillhead started to collapse in 2012. They go to sea 1 to 2 years. They make 2 cycles. Tim's been up there. I mean, think about it. We videoed them. You know how hard that is to figure that out, find that out, and even go there? Fuck, they're not getting any in the fucking nets. So the Chinook go to sea for 5 years on average. They can go up to 8. Average Chinook salmon goes to sea for 5 years. Record returns in based and on record escape. Their numbers dead on. ODFW, WFW knows numbers dead on in 2012, 2013, 2014. I mean, dead to the nuts on. That's how good their boys are and their modeling is. You can look it up. 2015, 1.4 million returning Chinook salmon on the Columbia River. They're doing videos all over. Yay! The live cam has been out on the Columbia River now for 7 years. I keep saying. By the way, it's the Army Corps of Engineers who runs that who told me to my emails, Kevin, you're classified. What, for getting it right? The next year, 2016, I says, wait till 2016 on Q. Everybody's laughing at me. They'll collapse. ODFW, WFW, everybody's model was in symphony and dead on. 1.7 million returning was what their number was. I put mine at 680,000. They're like, you're crazy. Boom, coming at 680,000. Once is luck. The next year, 2017, their modeling is showing that they're going to come in at between 2.1 and 2.3 million. Escapement's going so great, I set my model at 480,000. Once is luck. Come in at 483,000. Who can do that? Once is luck, twice is skill. Third year, they set their models between 2.3 and 2.7 million. I'm like, you're crazy. I set mine at 333,000. Comes in at 336,000. 1, 2, 3. Once is luck, twice is skill, 3 times is recorded history. So the next year, they gill net. They take half. So you can double everything by half because they take half. And, the Native Alliance and the commercial fishing, it's a dance. Who gets how much, blah, 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 blah. It looks like it's going to crash down. I set my modeling at 220,000. They come out of denial, finally drop their modeling to around 1 million. Looks like it's going to come right in on the nuts again. So they pull the gill netting. So it comes in right on my number again. Dead on. This year, same thing. No gill netting. So you can double the number. My number, dead on again. Fuck, we're talking 95% collapse. Not dams. I mean, we can go on the Jedediah Smith. That fucking changed the name of that guy for, that killer, that mass murderer who lived here in Ogden, Utah. Fucking Ogden, Peter Skeen Ogden used to like, when he killed natives, he used to like to chop their bodies up in front of the other natives to show them a lesson. Fuck, the Jedediah Smith has no dams. It's run by the natives. We talked to him. Tim and I both had conversations with him recently on that. He says, fuck, there ain't no one. He said, it's all Klamath. Well, you ever think about Fukushima? I don't know. The Klamath. Tim Martin interviews the native elder right there. They got swords. Why he's frying them? Cooking them on his grill in his recliner. They got swords, and he says it's Fukushima. It's clap. It's science. Scientists are mystified, baffled, stumped, perplexed, bewildered, puzzled. That's not science. That's asymmetric to science. What I've done is science. First, you hypothesize a knowledge. They're lying on these meltdowns. They're going to push it in. No running. No jumping. Bob Beeman Blanche, dead tide pool jumping world record holder. Just nuclear propaganda. You watch the torch lighting at Fukushima. You tell me that's not the creepiest thing you ever saw in your life. I mean, usually the lighting torch is such a cool event. You know, remember when they did it with the arrow? I think it was Barcelona. I mean, I went to opening ceremonies in 2002 here. I love sport. Who doesn't? That's Billy Mills himself. He signed that for me. I need to raise some real money. I got to get a decent fucking car. I'm whomping around, but I got to get my roof on my, a lot of stuff. So there's only one of these. Well, this one's the first one. I mean, there's some on the website, I think. Eric's been running those, but this is made by San Diego Pete in San Diego, but one of whatever. How many? But it is the one I always wore. I've wore forever. I'm gonna have to sell it. I need money. I need some real money. What's the date today? We'll do it on the, it's the 25th, isn't it? What'd you sleep last night? Don't you lie to me. 2021 Olympic. Send me a box with your address on it, but minimum $1,200. That's just because that's what I need minimum. Fuck, it's worth a lot more than that. People always saying they want it. Wore it in a lot of historic places. Plutonium! So, it's pretty fucking sad, but so, I don't know. We sent videos, our videos. I mean, a lot of these videos of mine are targeted to a certain, ODFW, WFW. So, and I just clicked the link here for the YouTube video is Mightier Than the Sword. But whoever it was in Sidewash, because they let them open, somebody was pissed and went right down to the fucking docks and says, this is just being reported today. They threw down the fucking gate. If it's so great, Bill Monroe, every fucking year you put up these line projections, Come fishing. Oh, sorry, bro. You can go fishing right now. I think the way Oregon's got it set right now, you can catch 2 fish for the whole year. You can fish, I think, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, but fishing stops at 2 o'clock for 14 days. I think that's why not just close it? Where's the Endangered Species Act? We're in violation of that on the Steelhead we're going into the 3rd administration. I mean, so it's just the biggest story on Earth. Just the collapse of the Pacific Ocean, just the Fukushima fires, just the collapse of the ecology. That's all. That's all. Kettle me. Kettle me. So, anyway, I told him I'd get this up real quick. So, big story. I'll try to get the links in here. One Man Band Blanche. I'm exhausted, by the way. Stay tuned. Keep going, Kev. Don't you give up. It's like fighting cancer. It's like fighting cancer. I got to show you that. Is that from Keldicott's freaking event? Or that one is. One of them's from Hell and Keldicott's event. Yeah, whatever, but oh my God, don't use the F word, Kevin. Okay. I painted that in '94. Stay tuned.